Joining us now is Bryce Knorr, Senior Market Analyst with Farm Futures Magazine. Bryce, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Robert.
Hey, we will start with the grain markets. How are they looking on this Monday morning?
Well, not too good for the wheat market. We're seeing some fairly heavy selling really throughout the overnight session as rains start to work through the hard red winter wheat belt. That's easing some of the concerns about the dry conditions that we've seen there. The forecast looks like Kansas could get more than an inch of rain. That's a bearish sign this time of year. Corn market also lower on weak demand issues and large old crop supplies. Soybeans trying to turn a little higher here. They've been lower most of the overnight session.
Here in the northern plains, we had a dry winter, still a dry spring out here, and it looks like we're going to be dry for at least the next week or two. At what point, or has it already started to affect the market with the dry conditions and the high fire danger that we've been seeing?
Well, that's why we're seeing the Minneapolis futures hold up a little better than the other contracts. The market isn't overly concerned about the dry conditions until we start getting the crop out of the ground, hopefully, and see how that might affect things. Overall, it looks like there's going to be enough wheat to go around here in the U.S. and especially around the world. We've seen some extremely good rains recently in the Black Sea winter wheat region of Ukraine and Russia, and that's easing some of the market's concern about the dry conditions up in the northern plains.
Now, with the price of crude oil inching upwards, how has that affected the market in terms of the biofuel market?
Well, it has helped support ethanol margins, so that's a positive sign for the corn demand issue. The trouble is that there's a lot of export competition on the market right now. The new crop coming out of Brazil, and it'll be coming out of Argentina soon as well. So the world is just well supplied with corn, and there isn't any tremendous export demand because China is sitting on huge reserves once again.
Livestock markets, how have they been trending?
Well, we saw the cattle break hard on Friday down limit in some of the contracts. We're starting to see a bearish seasonal trend for the cash cattle market develop. Cash cattle prices down sharply last week. So the cattle market isn't entering a friendly time period, and the high prices may be turning consumers to other meats.
As we head through the rest of April and on into May and June, we're starting to get to barbecue season. What do you anticipate prices will look like for typical barbecue products?
Well, I think beef is going to remain expensive, and that'll be one of the problems that the industry faces. Pork looks like it'll be the cheap meat, and that could get us doing a lot more ribs as we move into the barbecue season.
And that's not entirely a bad thing. Bryce, thanks for joining us this morning.
You bet.
All right, once again, that was Bryce Knorr, Senior Market Analyst with Farm Futures Magazine. Coming up next, a look at today's forecast, and we'll give you a preview of what's coming up next on the Valley Today.